One. Hello, everybody! Aether Salora here, representing whatever I want to call myself later on down the road. It's whatever. It's like, hey there. But I'm interviewing today.
Nikki Nomer
Which,
or KolaBearCosplay.
I am glad to have you on here, as I will say that to everybody, not as a, no, I actually, generally, I'm very happy to have you on here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is exciting.
And see, I love the chipper, like, good, positive attitude. I'm like, yeah, guys, let's do this. Woo! And it just chats like, oh, what else? But, as to cosplay, let's go a little bit different with the route. What does cosplay mean to you as an individual?
A means of escape and a way to explore different avenues of myself, I guess. It's my creative outlet. It's just like, bad day at work, get it all out. Here's the thing I'm making.
Therapeutic, pretty much, on one part of the end?
Yeah, I would say therapeutic is a good thing, or the big chunk of it, yes.
That's good to hear. Honestly, I believe a lot of people are starting to realize how therapeutic cosplay can be, as long as we don't treat it as an unpleasant comfort of workforce added to it.
Yeah.
Now,
for sure.
Cosplaying in general, for everyone has their own backstory. This is my villain origin story. This is my hero origin story. As to how you got into cosplay as far back as you can remember, what got you into cosplay even before realizing it was called cosplay, as dress up, Halloween? What's the whole spiel and story that you have to bring to the table?
So the story is kind of a long one, but long as in many, many years long.
Far away in the galaxy somewhere else.
Yeah. So the start of my cosplay costuming, I guess, journey was in high school. We had lots of dress-up days. Like I don't know if it's normal for places to have like a snow week, but we would have a snow week where every day of the week for the middle of the winter, we would have a dress-up day. There was a theme for each day of the week. And instead of doing my homework, I would make these costumes to wear to these snow days. And then I'm trying to remember any of the themes. There was like monochromatic day.
Okay.
There was oh shoot, I don't remember anything else.
A winter solstice, or like around the holiday theme.
It was like so it was during basketball, like, you know, when the big tournaments for basketball were happening.
March Madness.
So yes. So it like would lead up to that. And yeah, I just remember the first thing where I was like, I want to be a night elf from World of Warcraft, is what I said. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I said. So I think I went on Amazon. I think I ordered like some big elf ears from Blizzard. And then I was talking to my other super nerdy friends, because, you know, you're a nerd, you have lots of nerdy friends. And that's not a joke. But
I'm like, small town, not much.
I mean, yes, small town as well, but you gravitate to anyone who's like, hey, I'm a nerd in any sense, you gravitate. But the friends who were familiar with World of Warcraft, I was like, hey, what do you think about building armor? Like, what would I do? And they would be like, oh, what I would do. And they walked me through like how they would make some armor, which ended up being, I took a pop, you know, like the 12-pack box. I took the cardboard, cut it into like these kind of squares.
Yeah. And
then I used yarn to attach them in all like middle pieces. So I made like a sheet like of armor.
Yeah.
And then I made pauldrons, and I made gauntlets, grabbed some random fabric at the thrift store, made a loincloth, I guess. And I did some basic like pink or purple paint to match the ears on my face.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, have you ever thought about cosplaying? And of course I did what everyone does and was like, what's cosplay? And then he walked me through it, and of course immediately at that time I was introduced to Yaya Han, like, so I've known of Yaya Han for years, like, and it's just weird because, yeah, the journey started there. For that year, that was my senior year of high school, senior year and junior year of high school, I was voted the best costume for each day because I actually put effort into my costume. So
Yeah.
costume, and that was 2 years of costumes that were a lot of fun, really weird, handmade stuff. And then after graduating, went to my first con. 2012 is when I went to my first con. So, yeah, that's when I did my first actual cosplay, 2012.
There we go. And then as far back there, how is it now since COVID has affected to your modern time of being able to cosplay still? How's it all affected from there to now? Dark age of cosplay we don't talk about, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about.
Yeah. So for me, the world is what it is. So like for me, I'm like, okay, how can I adjust to make this still work for me? So instead of being, I'm very sad cons aren't a thing right now. Like the connectivity is something that I really miss.
Right.
But the thing that's most therapeutic for me is the creativity. So in order for me to have like a connection to other people, I've still been doing like socially distanced photo shoots and stuff. So having photo shoots and being able to interact with another human being has been super helpful for me. It's given me more opportunities instead of putting my funds into going to cons. That money has been going into cosplays. So I've been able to like build my cosplays to a level I never would have even considered. What, two years ago? It's now, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's been a shift, but it's not been all. It hasn't been all bad. It's just adapting to a new way of doing things, I guess. So.
Fair enough. And some good memories that you could share with the audience as to what were some of your most favorite, and if you want to tell the audience what were some of the most not favorite experiences without really like going into super details of individuals, but just like what
Sure.
made it a big sad versus a big yay.
Like as far as like at a con or just cosplay related?
Cosplay related and
Okay.
also convention related.
Okay, so cosplay related, one of the coolest things that has happened to me is I got my very first podcast I did was with Tara Strong, and like she sent me a DM and I was like, this has to be a mistake. I was like, Tara Strong flashed as a notification on my cell phone, and I tapped on it and she's like, how you doing, sweetie, or something. She's like, how would you like to be on my new podcast? And I literally started jumping up and down. So I'm like, first of all, Tara Strong DM'd me. Second of all, she wants me to be on her podcast. What the heck? This is so crazy. Like, just freaking out.
Right.
So like that's a really cool experience I've had. I got to meet. I used to cosplay as Daenerys Targaryen. I got to meet Hodor. That was really cool. So I got a photo with DJ Hodor because it was at his rave. So that was really fun. I'm trying to think. Like there's so many cool experiences. Like I volunteer with Minnesota Superheroes United, and we go to cosplay events, or we go in cosplay to events is what I'm trying to say, and we just like interact with the community. So a lot of times we go to movie theaters and we get to like interact with kids, say hi, kind of be the characters.
Yeah.
Last September, I think is when it was, I got to an advanced screening of The Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
And John Cena showed up to that.
What?
Like, I know. Like, it's just some crazy things. Like it's so weird. Cosplay opens some really weird doors you don't even think about sometimes.
No.
Yeah, that's so that's like cosplay related, con related. Like I just feel like it's been so long since I've gone to a con to remember an experience. Just Dragon Con, all of Dragon Con was amazing.
I need to go to Dragon Con so badly, and everybody's like, you're missing out. I'm like,
it's worth it if you can figure out the finances.
Honestly,
yeah.
I'll sell some feet pics. How about that? I'm joking. No.
I've heard
I've got some nice Hobbit feet if anybody's interested, but I'm joking. No.
So like Dragon Con was like the the coolest all around thing to happen. Made some really cool friends through it. Yeah, like that's the short
version of what I could go into type thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as to, we all have experienced this. I have
Mhm.
as well. But wouldn't you agree at sometimes weather malfunctions with vehicle transportation? What was some of the most bizarre or like, oh, crud, this just happened moments?
Yeah. So it tends to be creepy guys at the cons. The experiences that I've had have been, so I went in body paint to a con once, which I'm never gonna do that again for multiple reasons.
Did you seal it? Did you seal it?
I did seal it.
Oh.
I did, yes. I just will never do that again because it was very freeing, but also it felt
very exposing.
So weird. Yeah, I was very exposed, but like, it's still just like, I'm never gonna do that again. Like people were respectful of my space.
That's good.
Because they were scared. They were scared of me, which was really cool.
I know the feeling, and I just look at people like this, like, why are you afraid? Why are you running? And they're like, I'm so intimidated because it looks so good. I'm like, honey, you're good. Just come here, give me a hug if you need one. Jesus, here, shake my hand. I'm just another person. And it's so adorable sometimes. That most times the people message me later. I'm like, I wanted to get your picture so bad, but I was so afraid to come up. I'm like, you're good. Don't worry. It's like confidence. Let's go.
Right.
But when you see the one guy that's like all super energetic, it's like, ah! It's like, oh God, no.
I went as Mystique to the con.
Oh.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The bad experience about it was, like people were taking pictures without consent. They were taking them at inappropriate angles without consent.
That right there would be the worst part. I've had situations like that. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be butthurt about this, but
yeah,
that was weird.
Right.
That was weird.
Yes. I'm like, yes, I understand this isn't something you see every day, but also there's signs everywhere that say cosplay is not consent. So, like, that should already be in your head anyway before you walk into a con.
Right. And
there's a reminder every 10 steps.
Even with people in, say, a furry cosplays or mascot or anything that really hard, obscured, I can't see anything, it's like, I'll actually walk around and I'm like, hey, hello.
Right. Funny story, kind of, somewhat related to cosplay. I was the mascot in high school for a couple of basketball games. I wore football pads because I'm not very tall and I wanted to look like a strong mascot. So I put on football pads, I had the head on, and I'm pretty good at my dancing. I can do the worm in the costume. I was a lot younger, but I was pretty energetic. But I got cornered by the basketball players. They thought I was a guy, so they like ripped the head off of me and like were really embarrassed that they just bullied a girl. And like, it's like, okay, regardless of the fact if I was a girl or not, you just cornered someone to like make your life a living hell. Maybe be nice, like that's all. That's related to the bad experiences, I guess. Getting grabbed at cons, that's happened once by accident. But if there's a photo of a hand on a booty, like, I don't know.
I know. I don't know.
So like, those tend to be the worst experiences, I guess. And so I hate to say it, I just don't go anywhere alone, which I don't like that I have to have that shield.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So
it would be like, if you're gonna grab the booty, you're buying me dinner. Like straight up.
I have a coffee account. You can drop $50 in. We'll call it good.
I've been hearing more and more about this coffee stuff. I'm just okay. I must be so out of a loop about a lot of stuff. But then again, I was off social media for like a year. So, hey. So
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part, being the photos. Oh, yep, of course. I've got OBS up running. We've got your Black Widow cosplay right here. What, where, how, actually, you don't need to say where, but in general, what got you to want to cosplay Black Widow?
So that comes down to another cosplayer was getting rid of the costume for, she said, buy me a bottle of wine and the costume is yours. And so my friend bought the costume, and then they decided they didn't want the costume, so they just gave it to me. That's how that worked out. But I just kind of look kind of like Scarlett Johansson, so I was like, you know what? This feels like a good fit. That's the short end. That's the short story for that one. Like, yeah.
That's like a story of somebody I know that their grandma bought a truck from somebody with a Klondike bar.
A truck?
Yeah. It actual happened.
Insane.
That's like
insane.
Bottle of wine. Got a Scarlett Johansson cosplay. Well, I got a Klondike bar. Here's a truck. And then going on to what we've got here next. We've got a lot of Harley Quinn on here, but apparently I'm assuming that's one of your favorite type of cosplays to do, but you do bring a lot of variety of different types of Harley Quinn to the table. Comic, movie, video game, series, all around. I'm loving what I see so far. So what got you to like Harley Quinn in general?
So Harley is what started me to actually cosplay. 2017, I walked into a Hot Topic store. I didn't drive. I still don't drive. Walked into a Hot Topic store. I'm like, this is like cosplay. I think I'll buy this. So basically, my cosplay journey started because of Hot Topic, like actually getting started. So, yeah, the original Suicide Squad outfit. I bought the stuff that was available there.
Yeah.
And then I started building off of it and being like, what do her shoes look like? And then I bought something that resembled it. And, you know, like, I just built the costume. I dyed the wig. I altered the shirt. And let me tell you, like, when I first started, I was super proud of the costume. Still, I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
But, like, the growth, you know, it's really nice, too.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's really well done. And as to even the belt, you're wearing two right here, I can tell. I want to say, is it a steampunk style belt right below the Harley Quinn belt buckle belt? And then with the gloves, too. Question, where did you find them as well?
So that costume is basically an amalgam of two different, because this is the red and black, the Suicide Squad one with the long red and black hair, right? Okay. So that one, most of it came from Pro Cosplay.
Okay.
The corset and the jeans, though, came from... it's not a company that's available in the United States. I had to ask a friend from Italy to ship it to me. Yeah, it's,
That's the biggest sad always when it's something we can't get and we have to make connections. Hey, I'll pay you to not only get this, but I'll give you something extra on top of it for getting it to me.
And basically, we've just worked out like a trade system because a lot of things in the U.S. don't ship out to them. A lot of things there don't ship to us. So
surprisingly,
between private parties, we just ship out, we pay for shipping, and then that's it. We're just doing each other a favor. It's nice. Right.
And then following up, we've got the one with the Harley Quinn shirt that says Harley all over it with the hands on the gloves, with the shorty boy shorts, I'll just say that, with the rainbow glitter mask right here where you're doing this. And it's like...
Yeah.
So what got you wanting to do this one in general?
Just the love of the movie. Like, I saw sneak peeks of the film, like, behind-the-scenes photos a year before the movie dropped. And so seeing how many photos came out, I started by building the confetti jacket. And, like, that I was like, that's it. That's the only one I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then I realized how close the confetti jacket outfit was to that outfit. All I needed to do was switch out the necklace, switch out the shirt, switch the shoes. Everything else was the same. So, and also, I don't know, like, how into the movie you are, but I love the fight scenes so much. And every badass thing she does in the movie, she's wearing that outfit. So, once I got started with one, I rolled on to the next one, and that's why she's just a badass in that outfit.
All right, that's actually really cool to hear and see. Even changing things on a cosplay or costume in general, just having its own twist of your own
Yeah.
creativity towards same thing but different story.
Yeah.
And then we're
Yeah.
getting to a really good favorite one of mine here of yours, which I grew up with the animated Batman show itself, and seeing Harley Quinn, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Explain how, where, what made you get everything. Just everything about this. About you, on the rail. It's the animated series Harley Quinn right here.
So when I first joined Minnesota Superheroes United, the corporate, what is it? The owner of the nonprofit basically was like, have you ever thought about doing the classic Harley Quinn? And I was like, I think that one's for me. That one's just, I don't know. So based on him saying, it'd be great if you could do that. You can come out to like the children's hospital as that version of Harley. We'd love to have you along. That, a couple other people being like, I just love that version so much. You should cosplay that version. Wearing like a couple of like bodysuit cosplays, like the stretchy fabric. I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Like, I don't want to ever live in anything but stretchy fabric ever again. So that, a sale for Black Friday on Sensucked clothing on Etsy. She's the one who made the cowl, the bodysuit, the collar.
Yeah.
The thingies, the gloves, the shoes. She made the whole thing. The mask I got from someone else, but I've since remade the mask myself.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just, that's kind of the why, to be honest, because someone was like, you should wear this one for a volunteer event. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Haven't done it yet, but it's gonna happen.
Gotta love it when people are like, yes, no, we encourage you, like, on the actual good end of it. Not like, oh, hey, baby, like, no.
Right. Yeah, it's something that, like, I never really thought about doing that character. And the funny thing is that's the closest to the Harley voice I can get, is that version of Harley, which is terrible. I can try and imitate it, but it's terrible.
Practice makes perfect,
This is true.
And then,
man, I could have come on here and just talked like Harley the whole time.
Oh, boy. Mr. J. So with another good cosplay that you have coming up here, we've got Black Cat from the Spider-Man universe, and it's just like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Thank you.
So, wig, mask, costume, go ahead and explain, and I see that we have a Roland Lee Furman as the photographer. We can get in some details about the photographer as well, because we can also give a shout out past that by linking them if you've got a link for them to.
Heck yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So for that one, I did make that costume myself. Like that one I did. The bodysuit is pre-made, from Amazon, but I did all the attachments. The mask I made from scratch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, the fur cuffs were from someone else for a different costume that I did, but I used those as inspiration to make the rest. Yeah. I'm going to be making new fur cuffs anyway, but I claim it as I made it because I put it all together.
Yeah.
It's something that every time I wear it, I add like an improvement to it as well. So I've worn that cosplay 3 times, so I've gone through 3 variations of it, and then the 4th one I think is going to be what I consider the final look, because it's so close to what I want it to look like.
All right, and then going to Roland Lee Furman.
Yeah.
Where can people find this individual?
So Roland Lee Furman is primarily on Instagram. He does fantastic work, like really great color editing. He works with natural lighting a lot. And he's starting to do work on some video work as well. So like he's open to working with people if they want to work with him too. Go to his Instagram, send him a message. He's really cool, and yeah, his photos are top notch.
There's so many fantastic photographers that are either getting interviewed, I'm finding out about. I do know some of these. I'm like, oh my god, yes, I do know this person. Yes, credit 100%. But yeah, no, on top of the actual angles where the photography is on top-notch level, I will admit that. The reflective surface off your cosplay, amazing. Like, what is the material? Is it faux leather? Is it real leather? What?
No, it's like a super cheap printed, shiny
Halloween costume stuff from like Hobby Lobby or something.
Yeah, it's a $40 bodysuit. Once it's the kind that if you wash it in the washing machine, it's gonna fall apart. Yeah, you
Yeah,
wanna hand
don't.
wash
It's like
that
that
one.
material like at Spirit Halloween with the gloves and stuff
Yep,
that they have. Something
yep,
like that. If you wash
yep.
these, it's very
The shine goes
carefully.
away.
just water and Dawn dish soap. Just careful, careful. Use a charcoal brush. Why? It won't get rid of it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that is.
And then I see that. I'm assuming that you're wearing the Deathstroke cosplay in here because the BA,
Yeah.
but awesome
Yeah.
stuff. Yes, yes, yes. No, we got the Harley Quinn with the hammer and two of your friends,
Mhm.
I assume, or are these just bystanders?
These are, yeah, I just found some people on the street and I was like, hey, you're my friend now. Not quite. So the true story is Adam the Deathstroke. He and the Red Hood friend, they do photo shoots together occasionally. And Adam reached out to me asking me if I wanted to shoot with them as Harley. I was like, yeah, for sure. So we got together. We did a photo shoot in an alley. My favorite place to do photo shoots now, by the way, is in an alley.
They're so perfect, honestly. But like for that to come off, like, hey, we're gonna be taking photos in the alley. I'm like, I don't know. Sure, let's go. Honestly, is what I would say, and I'm just like, I'm gonna still be on guard.
Yeah, for that one, we went into because it was in the art district. We did get into the art building and just took like a photo in the hallway. For that particular photo,
Yeah,
it's so pretty. Like
it is.
I think that's natural lighting from the window. This photo is 3 years old at this point. I don't remember anything.
Except, I was there.
I was there. Yeah. Yeah. So the story for that one is just those were some of my first first cosplay friends that I met, and I think Adam is the reason I went to a couple different cons then at that point. I was just learning. My very first con I went to, I just jumped in, walked around by myself, and I was like, "Hi,
How you doing?"
Yeah, I was just trying to talk to people just to be friendly. Probably not a bad idea. I should just be like, "Hi, guys."
Hi, how you doing? Mike Wazowski, I need them file folders right now.
I wish I could do that voice.
Oh, it's just smoke 12 packs a day. I'm joking. No. It's more of like a raspy, like, you go like, it's like, oh, I gotta start oh, what do you want? No. Voice acting helps. But another old time favorite, if people don't know who this character is, they need to do some research to either go to Tank Girl, to Bombshell type of comic series. Even you see them on shirts and all this other fun stuff, but you got a Tank Girl cosplay on here. Now, is this the one with or without shaved head?
I like to pretend it's shaved head. So I just tuck all my hair up into a wig cap.
Yeah.
Put on the helmet, and then I have the single little clip of fake hair coming down the side.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever shave my hair for a cosplay.
That's dedication.
Yeah. There's got to be a good reason I'm shaving my head. I love cosplay to pieces. Shaving my head is not a sacrifice I'm willing to make for it, though.
I gotta go for first place, man. I gotta shave the head. Like, essentially is what it would have to be. I'm going for the gold, baby!
Right.
So, how much knowledge at this point did you know of Tank Girl, or was this more of like, oh, this looks cool?
Yeah, so about half the time when I'm cosplaying a character, I'm like, oh, I like that facial expression they're making. They look crazy. I like crazy. So basically, all I did is I watched the movie like a couple of times, and I'm like, yeah, I really like this character. It was like, I saw photos, watched the movie, and I'm like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make Tank Girl. And I don't remember the why exactly, but I was just like, we're gonna do it. I think it was the bazooka, to be honest.
Yeah. I want to say something, but I'm going to try and get... Women like big guns.
You are not wrong. Like,
Bigger boom, the better.
You haven't seen my rocket launcher that I have for Harley either. Actually, no
Oh,
one has seen
and
that
if I
yet.
had pictures, I did League of Legends Jinx cosplay weapons to the exact size for old commissions. So the whole like pow pow and fish bones, I had the actual everything to details. I don't know if they exist anymore. Let's put it that way. But at the time too, like I got it to the exact even with pow pow.
Mm-hmm.
Where it had the little bunny ears at the top, the person could take everything apart, so it's easier to transport. But the thing stood up about 5 foot tall to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a pretty OCD about I need to make this exact. But on top of
You're
that,
the same.
it's fun. It's. But for the next ones we've got going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Harley Quinn in the alley that has a lot of graffiti. And honestly, even the graffiti matches the cosplay to a T.
Yeah. Yeah. That is another Birds of Prey cosplay. There's 13 outfits from Birds of Prey. I have 10 of the 13 done, I think, now. Just, a lot of them haven't been shown off yet. But that was another one. Once again, the friend who gave me that Black Widow cosplay had this whole costume put together. And they're like, I changed my mind. Do you want to buy this from me? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I bought an entire cosplay from my friend to start my, like, another outfit for Harley. Because I'm a completionist at this point. I'm going to have every single 13 outfits. All 13 of them are going to be done, hopefully by the end of the year, to be honest.
Take your time. Do not rush. Don't set it as an end goal of time restraint. Set it as an end goal. I got them all done.
I am very close on some of them, so I think it will be doable. Like I think it's possible. I'm not going to force it or anything.
But
money,
you do
keeping my money spaced out is more important right now.
Right.
So.
Like I say, but do you don't need to take my advice. You already know what you're doing. But it's always take a moment and breathe. And then just
Get back to it.
Back to it. And then on top of that, I don't want to say like give out the places of like where you're taking photos because I don't want stalkers knowing where people are. But could you say in general like?
I'll give the exact location of that. That's on Lynn Lake in Minneapolis. There's it's like Lynn Lake. It's Lyndale Avenue and Lake Street. There's an alleyway that's just covered in graffiti. Like, because this
like
past year they didn't... What's that?
Like good graffiti, actually.
Oh, goodness, yes. Like, everywhere, every alleyway down Lynn Lake Avenue, or Lynn Lake intersection, is covered in graffiti because they do, like, an art exhibition or whatever, where they pay people to come out and just do graffiti on the walls. So, like... These people come out and they do the graffiti, and it makes such beautiful backdrops. It's so pretty to look at. Like, yeah, it's. Honestly, I think they do it once a year, but
like,
yeah,
that's really cool, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next one, it's the Harley Quinn with the yellow jumpsuit going.
Yeah.
So was this at a convention, at a bar? What type of setting and scenery was meant for this cosplay to be taken a picture of?
So that was the stairwell of a movie theater.
Okay. Yep.
And the lighting
perfect.
of that is the exit sign above the door, and then 2 blue lights shining up, I think. Yeah, so it was such a small space, and I was like, this looks really pretty. Hey guys, you need to come check this out. And so they came back, they're like, yeah, this could work.
Honestly, no, like, I thought it was like a really very specific, well, it is a really specific place that you can only really get to by going to the theaters. But honestly, I'm like, that's really good, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a really great collaborative effort. Like, that's Knocked Out Films, also on Instagram.
Okay.
He and I have worked together a lot. It's basically Roland Lee Furman, Knocked Out Films, and Tezumi, I forget how you say his username, but David Glasgow, if you look him up, he pops up on Instagram. And yeah, super, super amazing photographers, all of them. Yeah, they're the 3 that I pretty much work with.
All right. And then I got a question. Do you know of a cosplayer? His name is Danny, and he cosplays Bobby Hill with the Hank Hill cutout.
You know, that's hilarious because he popped up on my I think on my TikTok like 2 days ago. I'm like, that is so weird and so good.
And
Like,
on just a good note, yeah, I'm a good friend of his, and he
okay,
says Harley Quinn for days, Tank Girl, love.
yeah. Yeah,
And
like I saw his thing and I saw the mask. I'm like, man, his eyes like already look like Bobby's, and it's like that mask just sells it.
honestly,
It's
yeah, that's the
incredible.
cool part. And you saw that I already gave him an interview. He was the very first person I interviewed. I'm like, hey, do you want to get interviewed just out of random this? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm like, okay, let's get into it. Wasn't expecting, but now since then that we're here doing this, and for the
Yeah.
final picture here, I see
Yeah.
it's rolling again, Lee Furman.
Mhm.
Honestly, extremely good photography skills with the Harley Quinn
Yeah.
from the Suicide Squad movie. One with her holding the bat over and like.
Yeah, he and I have done. I think he and I do an annual photo shoot because our schedules do not line up. So we do one photo shoot a year. So we need to get our 2022 photo shoot in. But 3 of the 4 photo shoots have been Harley Quinn, and then the other one has been Black Cat.
Question.
Mhm.
You know what
Yes.
League of Legends is?
Yes.
Planning on doing a Jinx cosplay?
I have been told since 2017 I need to do Jinx.
A lot of people who pull off the Harley Quinn cosplays fit in perfect as a Jinx cosplayer, and I'm like, they're at it like, okay, on the Arcane Netflix series of the League of Legends, they show how Jinx and her sister Vi are young, they're struggling, and it's on Netflix for people to see. But on top of that, the voice is like, you would fall in love with the character. I will not recommend something I don't think you'd be able to pull up. I'll still recommend something that's like,
Yeah.
you might, but Jinx and Harley are like two of the same side, and she got bigger guns.
I do have contacts that would work for her, but I have to buy a wig. I have to have abs. I don't have to have abs. It's fine.
You don't need
But-
to have abs, hon.
But I have definitely considered Jinx.
In
Um,
the game, there's different skins that you can choose from too. So if
Oh,
there's
that's
something you want to
cool.
keep more, dressed up in,
That's true. That's true. I want to do her.
there's a
her,
Mafia skin.
I've heard people call it her Hoochie Mama dance.
Oh, Hoochie Mama dance is cool.
Yeah. So I just want to do the dance with the hair. I think that'll be.
There's so many good skins of her. Even with me being a League of Legends fan, I actually will either compete or just, LOL, I'm gonna just wreck this stuff into the ground, whatever. But I prefer, Warwick because it's just like, I'm gonna destroy you. But yeah, no, honestly, love all the cosplays,
Yeah.
love the photos taken here. Your friend Roland, fantastic artwork.
Absolutely.
Photography skills. But it is artwork too, honestly.
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. I love the vibrancy he brings to the photos because my cosplays look good, but once he does the editing, it's like, I look like I just walked out of a movie set or off of a comic book. It's so pretty.
Right. And then on top of that, as to other cosplays you plan on doing, what do you think you have planned besides what I've recommended?
Yes. So I currently, let's see, I have
You could do a Gwenpool.
Gwenpool. I definitely have considered her as well. She's been on the list for 2 years for an idea. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a spider.
Spider
Like
Gwen?
a spider. Yeah, maybe. I don't know which spider character I want to do. I've done a Spider Quinn where I took my Spider Girl costume off of Amazon and I mashed it up with my Harley Quinn pieces. It was a lot of fun. It was well received at the con. It was very comfortable, so that was a nice win.
You could do Lady Thor if you wanted to do that one.
Potentially.
What about Poison Ivy?
She is gonna happen.
She is gonna happen, is what the case is.
I've been asked. I have 3 Harleys in the works right now. I have 2 Agnes from WandaVision in the works, both of her 80s outfits. I have all the pieces to start remaking my Wonder Woman cosplay because that one fell apart. So,
Oh, no.
make a new one. What
It's
else do I
sad.
have so many started projects that I need to finish.
That's the big thing
Um,
about cosplay. I start on one thing unless I have a household to be able to do everything, to put it on display and be like, I can come back to that later. A bedroom don't really help.
yeah. Um, I have a closet dedicated to my cosplay, which is definitely helpful. Big shout out to my roommates for tolerating me because they're also cosplayers, but holy shit, I cannot believe they tolerate me. Like,
It's because
um,
they do what you do is why they understand, but they're still like,
yeah, yes,
I gotta
yes,
use the bathroom.
Mhm. Um, I put Starlight on my Amazon wish list because a couple people have asked about Starlight from The Boys.
Okay.
And yeah, I like her character. I like that she puts on this sexy outfit as like kind of a fuck you, I guess, almost in a way. She's like, you're telling me to do this, so I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna fit your role, but I'm
There,
gonna
there was another person on one of the other interviews I had did a cosplay from The Boys as well.
really.
Yes.
I need to find this person because yes, I always need more. I need to connect with people. I miss group cosplays. That's what I really miss, man.
I feel like the more that it kept getting into a lot of people's drama, kind of got it to where I didn't want to go to panels. I didn't want to go do stuff. I would
Fair.
only want to hang around in the artist alley and not do much more. And then I'm like, why am I even here? And I'm like, after the whole like exit scene of cosplay in general, it's like I want to go back doing all this stuff. I actually
Yeah.
generally miss it. Do I hate it, or is this
Yeah.
just like, was this spur of the moment? Why I have to remind myself hate it? No, I generally miss doing all
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes a break is necessary. Too. Like I've taken a month to break at a time. Some people need longer breaks. Take your break. If you need to stop, stop. You can always come back. It's fine.
Absolutely. Actually, there's some other stuff that you could look into doing. Two different things. Look
Mhm.
into Digimon cosplays, and
My friend, my roommate's gonna love that.
and I would look into Borderlands as well.
Very true. I do like the art style of Borderlands. I thought about. I just want
That's
to
a
get better at
makeup
the
skill
makeup.
of its own. That if you can
Yeah.
get down, it's like you will do so much good on comic book
Mhm.
characters that it's scary.
Now I want to apply Borderlands skins to Tank Girl. That sounds like a really good idea.
There
Hmm.
is, and look into some creepy pasta ones. Jane the Killer.
I don't know if I want to.
Jane the Killer's background story, got to actually talk to the actual creator of Jane the Killer, who also did Smile Dog. Haven't talked to the dude since, like, it's been some years, where he was going
Yeah.
into his own radio podcasts and everything as
Hmm.
well. We all kind of fell off the face of the earth, don't really have his contact. But at the same time, Jane the Killer, where everybody's like, oh, she's just, a bystander product of, the military. It's like, actually, there's a lot more in-depth details about her background story and how she was pretty much created to kill Jeff.
Yeah.
And she has that psycho PTSD like Harley on a bipolar moment. And it's easy
I
to
would
actually
love.
do her. She's black and white.
I'm not trying to typecast myself as the crazy damaged woman, but
Have you
like
met my ex?
it, it keeps happening. I just keep cosplaying crazy characters. It's fine.
And the older we keep getting, it's like I'll be able to do certain things I couldn't do when I was younger that I wanted to do because I had to be of that age. That way it was easier to do. But with how if I shave, I look like I'm 10 years younger, and I'm like, oh my god, go away.
I can't relate, but shaving for me doesn't do much.
It's like I don't really want to shave anymore, but at the same time, I'll keep it like if it comes down to cosplay, I'll shave. I'll shave honestly.
Yeah. I really feel like there needs to be more bearded characters, more variety of bearded characters, because the beard characters all kind of resemble the same kind of.
Give me a
You have
Full
to look
Metal
a certain way.
Alchemist. Give me the Full Metal Alchemist type of cosplay of the teacher's husband.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
yeah.
More variety, and because I think it feels like for male characters, there's just kind of. I don't even know why I'm thinking this number in particular, but it feels like there's five generic looks for the characters. I feel like there needs to be more
This,
variety.
a little bit more.
What's that?
It would be like this, a little bit more, goatee with beard,
Yeah.
full lumberjack, and oh, Billy Bob Joe! Gravity Falls, man, Gravity Falls. But it's always like, I do tell people once in a while, try different characters that you absolutely like. Pull a full list of characters' names. Do research. You pull that name and do research and do that cosplay and just see where it goes. You may have found something else, like food, for example. You're always trying the same thing. Try something different.
I thought you were telling me to cosplay as food. I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Actually, there is an old anime called Fighting Foodons. So there's chefs that create dishes and they summon like Oni fighting warrior type things.
I think my friends watched that one.
It was us 90 kids kind of anime growing up on Fox Kids.
Okay, maybe not then.
Well, you're thinking Food Wars.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Minus the exquisite taste of certain scenes of the show. No, like these things, like you summon like actual things that were fighting, like, this is fried rice, fried racer! And it's like, oh my god, let's go!
Like, that sounds like fun, too.
And then just, old animes, even from the 80s, 70s, they did have anime even going back to think Astro Boy, Gigantor, Voltron, like, even go back further, like, things that you would never thought of. Dress up as a Charlie Brown character, who knows?
That'd be cute, actually. I was going to be making a Julia from Cowboy Bebop cosplay.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's happening anymore. I have everything I need, so I don't know why I don't just do it. But
why not?
I don't know. I have to cut a wig. I don't want to cut another wig. Wig styling is
fun. It's fun. And then Danny was saying, always take breaks when you need it.
Yes,
the
absolutely.
typecast curse is too real. But yeah.
I clearly match the attitude of it, where I've got a little bit of crazy in the laugh, so I get it. I gravitate, it's my fault. I can't blame anyone else.
Right. It would be like, I'll try. But yeah, now going on to the whole social media aspects of things, as we'll make sure to link everything in the description below. Where can people find you? I saw that you had a link tree, but besides Snapchat, I tell people don't even include that.
I don't do that. Nope.
Back burner, get that out of here. So you got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all the stuff.
I have Instagram is my primary thing that I do. I have a TikTok. I'm kind of intermittent on if I'm posting on there or not. TikTok.
Facebook.
I do have a Facebook, technically. Yeah. I haven't posted on there in like 6 months.
Oh!
But I need to get better at being consistent. I have a Twitter. I need to get better at being on that one, too.
That one's fine. Don't worry about that.
I have my coffee account. I'm somewhat active on there. I post on there like a couple times a month. I'm trying to be more active on there because that is where I ask people for donations. If they donate, they can view some exclusive photos, behind the scenes stuff on there. I will be posting some stuff on there on Monday because I'm doing a photo shoot tomorrow, which is why I'm not home. I needed to be closer to the photo shoot that I'm going to. And yeah, I'm going to post some behind the scenes stuff of that on my coffee account.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. Like, I do have a YouTube. I post my story time videos on there, so I read children's books as the characters.
Hey, that's a good thing, honestly.
But the voice, it's kind of my way of like exploring the characters more, because like it's something when Corona first hit, there was, I think it was called #Corona bedtime story or something like that. So everyone was reading. Yeah, it was like a socially distanced way of connecting with children because all these kids were stuck at home. They couldn't go out or anything. So it was a way for
I was just like, what? There's a thing called that? That's pretty cool. But at the same time, what?
Like, cosplayers were reading storybooks. So there's like I don't know, thousands of videos online of people in their different characters reading.
This is
like,
the first time
reading
I've ever
books
heard
or
of that, honestly. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So I posted a few of those and I kept doing it because it was like, this feels really nice and it's a good exploration for me to like get into character, and just feel like I'm doing something that's not centered on myself. It's something that I'm putting out there for other people to, you know, it's good for the kids too. Because
Right.
Yeah. Um, and then people have bought me books too, which has been really encouraging, where they've sent me books and then I've read those books. Yeah. Uh, it's something that I need to keep working on, doing more of those. But I have a few more to post. Those are on my YouTube though.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. And then for the other people that we can give a shout out to, any
Yeah.
promo stuff that you want to shout out with, all that fun stuff, it's like, here's the time for it.
Cool. So yeah, the all the photographers I work with have been absolutely fantastic. I definitely love working with everyone I've worked with has been so fantastic. I love working with Roland Lee Furman, Knocked Out Films. They're the two that I shoot with the most frequently. And well, yeah. I love working with Kyle from Knocked Out Films. He's like super accommodating and just. He's also looking to book shoots too, and he's local in the cities. He has some openings tomorrow, I think, so if anyone wants to reach out to him, he's got time slots for 30 minutes for, I think it's $50, like super affordable. Definitely reach out to him. Honeybee Cosplay, they are fantastic. They're the person who's helped me a lot with like recycling cosplays they don't want anymore. They give them to me. So that's been super helpful, expanding my cosplay wardrobe. Getting 2 more cosplays from them in the next month. So,
right. I've heard of Honeybee Cosplay, honestly.
Yeah, Honeybee Cosplay is really cool. They're one of my closest friends. And,
send them my way. I'll give them an interview.
They are currently on a break from cosplay, so they're taking that necessary break.
Okay.
But as far as like shout outs for like connections to me, check out my Ko-fi account. That's kind of my main thing. If you feel like supporting me non-financially but still contributing to my cosplay goals, I do have an Amazon wish list also in my link tree. Starlight is like at the top, so I've got like 6 items I think to make that cosplay.
Yeah.
And I want to have that one done before the boys premieres. So I've got, I don't know, a couple months I think.
I believe you can do it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've got the contacts. I just need everything else.
Right. All right, guys. Well, you can go ahead and click on all the links down in the description below for my good friend here. Go ahead and tell him your whole name again.
Nikki Nomer.
Try again. And?
Nikki Nomer.
There we go. KolaBearCosplay.
Cosplay.
And then you can check out my links down below. I don't have a whole lot versus a lot of these other people. These lovely people coming on as being interviewees. Honestly, give them kudos, give them clap of hand. Please spread out their actual content. And you can also ask every interviewee I do I ask for anything?
Not at all.
No. I'm just like, hey, I'm just here to help. Essentially.
It's that connection I've been looking for. I just want to talk to people.
There you go. On that, guys, we'll see y'all later. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to I've got plenty more on the way, everybody. Don't worry. If I run out of content, it's called I needed to take a break. Essentially. But other than that, have a goodie, everyone. Hope to see y'all soon in future live streams as well.